Today I'm going to be breaking down how you can use the Fireball alongside Rocket Loons here at Townhall 17 to 3-star any base. So right now in Legends League we are seeing a lot of Electro Boot attacks, but in the upcoming update we know that the Electro Boots are going to get a nerf. We also know that unfortunately the Fireball is getting a nerf, but it's actually only going to be on the Fireball radius. So I'm pretty sure that it's still going to be viable. I think we're going to see a lot less of those Electro Boot attacks, which means something like the Fireball Rocket Loons is going to be much more powerful. So let's jump in and we'll break this down for you guys. The first thing we're going to want to do is identify a portion of the base where we're able to get Fireball value. Of course, we're going to be coming in with that Grand Warden walk. We want to make sure we have our Grand Warden set to air, we have the Fireball selected, and the Rage Vial is also very important on this one. We're then going to be bringing in a couple of invisibility spells. Those are to make certain defenses invisible so the Fireball goes in the direction we want it to. We're then bringing in two of those max level earthquake spells to help take down the rest of the damage on the buildings. So let's jump in and we'll take a look at this one. So Yappy is going to be looking to pick up maximum value from his Grand Warden. We're also going to be using those Rocket Loons rather than kind of Lalo attack where you might see typically balloons used. These are going to be used individually or in pairs to snipe off specific buildings. So Yappy taking his time here, checking out where can he put his troops to get maximum value, and always we're coming in with the Coco Loon out in front to test for any seeking air mines. We're then going to get that Grand Warden coming in behind with those healers on him, and the good thing about this is typically you're not going to need to rage up your Grand Warden because he has the Rage Vial already on him. We do unfortunately lure out a couple of those CC troops, but it's going to be no problem for our Grand Warden. Now, this is what I'm talking about. We have invisibility spells and they are going to be used, you'll see, in making everything here invisible, making everything over here invisible, and this means that the closest defense to the Grand Warden is going to be the multi-archer tower right here. So let's go ahead, play that. He is going to throw that Fireball. There is the Earthquake going to be coming in, and that takes care of the Clan Castle. We took care of the Monolith, the multi-archer tower, took care of a couple other buildings there as well. I just got so much value. So sometimes people are scared to use this strategy because you don't have that Eternal Tome, the Eternal Tome ability on the Grand Warden, which is used in pretty much every single attack, honestly. But the Fireball itself is such a powerful attacking offensive that you definitely want to try and use it on this specific type of attack. So we're going to now start to use a couple of Rocket Loons. Like I said, they are going to come typically in pairs and they're going to be used to take down some buildings. Now we're going to let the Grand Warden actually dropping down a Rage Spell on him because we're starting to get quite a lot of damage onto our Grand Warden. Headhunter also going to be coming in, and we do use that Freeze Spell just to protect him up, allowing ourselves just to take down a couple more of these buildings on that left hand side. We're then going to be using an Ice Golem out in front with our King and our Queen with the Log Launcher. They're going to be pushing into the core of the base. King with the Spiky Ball and Earthquake Boots, Queen with the Mirror and Healer Puppet. So their job is to push right into the core of the base while the Grand Warden continues to snipe off buildings down and around the bottom left hand side of the base. It is important to try and keep that Grand Warden alive if you can, but the main aim here is clear out one side and a kind of core compartment with the Fireball. We're then going to use the King and Queen to push into the middle of the base, and we're going to then snipe off the rest of the defenses with those rocket balloons, freezing up that Town Hall in the core of the base. There is the Spiky Ball and the Earthquake Boots, opening up everything in the middle of the base, using the Rage down on the Grand Warden on that bottom section yet again. Royal Champion coming in with the double kind of projectile attack here with the spear and the shield. They're both going to be coming in, and she is going to be able to get some lovely value here on the back end. Almost, we probably could have swagged the majority of the rest of our army because we got so much value from that Grand Warden, from the Fireball. Our King got just smashing through buildings in the core of the base, and this one swagging a couple of spells, abilities all over the place, Rocket Loons left up, and this one ends up an easy 3-star. So yeah, the Fireball Rocket Loon attack is definitely very, very viable and super strong here in Legends League. Alright, so we're coming up against this super interesting base, which actually we're seeing quite a lot in Legends League. It's used to try and really throw people off with the double invisibility tower in the middle. yeah, it can cause issues, and we do see it typically a lot of 1-stars on this style of base, but for Yappy it's not going to be a problem. Yappy, who just recently signed for Synchronic Gaming, so big shout out to him. But you guys can see, yeah, we're going to be pushing in here, and we're going to be using 3 of those invisibility spells, and we're coming straight in with the Fireball. That's going to be used to help take down the clan castle and a whole load of other buildings right there. We also managed to get a nice chunk of damage onto that other scatter shot. So kicking things off straight with a bang. Clan castle going down, which is ideal. It means we don't have to deal with those clan castle troops, and we can just crush through the base. But we're going to let the Grand Warden do his thing over here at that top section, bringing in a wizard over here on that left hand side just to help snipe off a few of those buildings. Coco Loon, again, important that we try to protect our Grand Warden as much as possible when he's coming up against multiple expos or ricochet cannons, multi-target, multi-archer towers. Yeah, they can cause him some issues because they're such high focus DPS buildings. So it's important, like I said, keep an eye on your Grand Warden, but we're gonna just let him do his thing. King and Queen both coming in on this left hand side. We've created that funnel pretty simply by using a baby dragon. We have the Yeti coming in on this one alongside the ice golem, pushing on through as much as we possibly can. We're going to use that log launcher in behind our king and our queen. The king definitely the MVP, coming in with the spiky ball and the earthquake boots. They're going to get popped off right there, and you can see leaving a nice path right into the core of this base. Grand Warden still doing a nice job. Unfortunately, that Fire Spitter is going to take down a couple of his healers right there, but he's still doing some beautiful work. Yetis are going to be able to take care of the Town Hall in the core of the base for us, which is perfect. And then we can start using, of course, those rocket balloons in behind, typically in pairs of 2 or even sometimes 3. They're going to be used just to snipe off those defenses. World Champion picking off those defenses on the back end of this one. Still, yeah, looking pretty good. We've just used our Queen's ability. Unfortunately, she does go down to that enemy minion prince, but we're still looking good. Free spell in hand, poison spell as well, and this one is going to finish off with another 3-star. Very, very strong indeed. And the final example we're actually going to jump in to take a look at today isn't with the log launcher, but instead we're going to be bringing in the flame flinger. So sometimes in these attacks you might not see quite as much value from your log launcher. You might not be able to catch those spell towers, or you think you're going to get that far into the base, so you might want to potentially bring in a flame flinger instead because you think you can pick up more value. But kicking things off early, plenty of those rocket balloons coming in to snipe off some of these outer defenses. We're then of course coming in with that Grand Warden walk. He's going to be coming in from that bottom section of the base, a few rocket balloons taking out those defenses and creating that funnel over here, and you'll see, yeah, we are looking good so far. So we actually use those rocket balloons to snipe off the Expo, which could have taken down our flame flinger. We're then going to let that flame flinger do its job over here. You see it's going to be able to take down the multi-target archer towers and the ricochet cannons over there. I keep wanting to say multi-target infernos. It's almost ingrained into my brain right there. But you'll see the Grand Warden doing beautifully over here at that bottom section of the base. There are all of those invisibility spells coming in, and there is the Fireball with the earthquake. So we take down, yeah, a really nice portion of the base right there, also catching the clan castle. We're now going to push through these skeletons. Flame Flinger still just doing its job over on that right hand side of the base, looking really, really good so far. That monolith in the core of the base potentially going to be able to cause us a little bit of hassle, but knowing our king and our queen with their abilities, we should be able to push through them. Now we need to be careful. Grand Warden starting to take a decent chunk of damage, so we do drop down that rage spell, and we do also bring in a headhunter just to help him get through. But so far so good. We're looking very, very comfortable. Yeti and the wizard going to come in, just help set that funnel. A couple of rocket balloons over on that left hand side as well. King and Queen both going to be coming in, and their job here is to push into the core of the base, grab that Town Hall for us and as many of those other buildings as they can. Flame Flinger, left to its own devices on this right hand side, has cleared out so many defenses. Grand Warden still looking super, super strong over here on that left hand side. King's ability has just gone off. We saw that spiky ball going all the way through and eventually even damaging the scatter shot right there. But yeah, we're looking pretty strong. King still going with the help of that Phoenix. Queen now going to be coming in, 3 queens in fact, with of course the magic mirror. Flame Flinger now making its way into the core of the base onto that monolith. Our main queen ends up over here on that left hand side. One of our cloned queens is trying to get through the wall section right there, but all of our troops are going to combine and merge onto these final few defences in the core of the base. Townhall going down right there for the 2nd star. We're seeing, yeah, all of our troops except the king still alive. The royal champion carrying hard on the back end of this one with her spear and seeking shield, but that's going to be another 3-star for Yappy here in Legends League. And this is showing you guys that Fireball Rocket Loons is definitely a super viable strategy. It does take a lot of skill and it will take a decent bit of practice, but when you master it, you're going to be bringing in a lot of 3-stars. So if you did enjoy this video and you want to see lots more just like it, make sure to subscribe to us here at the Barracks. And while you're at it, leave a comment on this video. Are you going to be trying out the Fireball Rocket Loon strategy in Legends League? If you are, like I said, let me know. And we'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.